Welcome everyone to the Nerd Nook. I'm your host, Evan Teague, with like always is Noah Bailey. So, since our last podcast, some more clarifications about the Paramount Warner Bros. Merger have come out. First of all, the exact or a estimated dollar amount of this, merger was revealed. Do you want to guess about how much this merger costed Paramount?
Oh gosh.
So just do you want like a
Billions,
perspective,
I'm
or do
sure.
you want a perspective amount, or do you just want to just throw it a guess
Is it?
first?
It's billions, yes.
Oh yeah, it's billions.
Yeah, I would assume. Okay.
Because I can
Scaling
give you
for
the
inflation.
amount that Disney bought Fox for first, if you want that, or do
What
you
was
just
that
want
again?
to?
I was like 20 or something like. How
Okay,
many billion is that?
so you know what?
Just whatever.
So just to give you a point of perspective here, Disney bought Fox for 71 billion.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, you weren't even close.
Oh, good lord.
So
Okay,
how much do you think
71 billion.
Paramount?
71 billion?
Yep, for Fox
Who has
Studios.
this much money?
For the record, that was driven up by a bidding war with Comcast. It
I
was
do
gonna be
remember that.
it was gonna be
Yes.
like 45, but then it almost double because Comcast wouldn't back down.
Yeah, they were like, you know what? Just in case. No.
Yeah.
That's fair. I do remember that. Okay, so almost what, like 120 billion, I'd say.
Okay, actually, you slightly overshot. It's 111, but still
Okay.
111 billion dollars. And that's not
Jeez.
like it's like stock options and other stuff going on, but it's still
Yeah.
111 billion dollars.
$1 billion.
I didn't look this up. I'm kind of curious how much the Warner Brothers Discovery bill or what Warner Brothers Discovery merger uh okay, so that's not the Paramount, whatever. It was a lot. So yeah, uh, the one from Netflix was going to be apparently in the like 60-ish realm, and in the weeks after it was announced that Netflix is going to buy Warner Brothers, Paramount kept giving more and more ludicrous bids until finally, I guess this 110 plus billion was enough for them to be like, yeah, we'll we'll agree to that. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I would take that too.
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, but with every merger and every acquisition like this, there's always like debt and redundancies and things that gotta be like, you know, figured out after the fact. They did say that like some things will be shifted around and downsized and whatever. Like I don't understand that keeps happening. Like I remember when Microsoft purchased Activision Blizzard for almost $70 billion. Like over the next couple of months, there were just massive layoffs at both companies. Like, who is this benefiting? Like, who is this merger actually benefiting? If you're gonna get rid of a lot of the people you just purchased, that doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know.
Listen, yeah, they're just throwing their billions around, man. We're just here to watch content.
Right. Well, speaking of which, it's been confirmed. Like probably the like most directly quote unquote good in theory thing about this is that it's been confirmed that the HBO Max and Paramount Plus app will be merged into one super app. So
Huh.
that's probably good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that.
As long as they, two things. One, as long as they keep the HBO branding. I feel like they already made that mistake with just calling it Max. Like they, they went back to calling it HBO Max. since no one has Paramount Plus, like I don't
No.
know a single person that has it. No one online seems to have it. You had it for half a second, but you didn't keep it. Like
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
so.
I know what I have. No, two people I know.
Oh,
Uh,
two. Wow.
yeah, I know, which is more than that, which is two more than I thought. But yeah, two people I know who have. Granted, one person it just comes automatically with their apartment, so it doesn't really count.
Okay,
But
that's fair.
it's like
But
how Showtime used to be with Spotify, where like
yeah,
nobody asked for it, but you had it anyway.
which I think Showtime is actually funny enough. I think Showtime actually was
Just
kind of
mentioned.
acquired by Paramount, so now HBO
So
might
now,
come with Showtime.
yeah, with Showtime, I don't want
Yeah,
Showtime. No, no, no. Here,
here,
Showtime.
just
Like
take
what?
it.
What is even on
We're
you?
giving it away. You don't ask questions.
I don't want you.
um, so as long as they keep the HBO branding, and as long as the price doesn't go up too much, because currently HBO is $18 a month, which is a lot. Let's see how much Paramount Plus is. I imagine it can't be less than $10 a month. Let's see. So the ad-free tier is $9, and sorry, the with ads tier is $9. Ad-free tier is $14 a month for Paramount Plus. That's so much money. That's,
Really?
that's so much. Like yeah,
Wait,
access to Showtime. So
say
that's
that again. Did I hear that right?
yeah. So the ad supported tier is $9 a month. The ad free tier, which doesn't even include live TV, you pay extra for that. Whatever. The with ads, the without ads, it's 14 a month. 14 for Paramount Plus.
Or no, no one's paying for it. I would not pay for that at
What do
all.
you? But you get access
For
to
what?
Showtime.
I don't. I mean, what is? I mean, outside of SpongeBob, what does Paramount Plus really have?
Nickelodeon stuff, Star Trek stuff. Um,
Eh,
Apparently you can stream live UFC fights and some NFL stuff.
bruh.
Um, uh, they have they have amazing shows like Landman and The Tulsa King and
Okay, I've actually heard Tulsa King's not that bad, but
sure
I mean,
and
yeah, but that's not the point.
and blockbuster movies like last year's Running Man and the Naked Gun movie
Oh,
apparently was actually pretty good, but I'm not getting a whole
huh.
service just to watch that movie. Like and and Showtime stuff like the Dexter reboot.
Showtime.
Yeah.
What's it? What is on Showtime?
Dexter. Oh, is Yellow Jackets? Oh, that's where Yellow Jackets is. Okay. I've heard that show's pretty good. So if you want to watch Yellow Jackets or Dexter or whatever, gotta
Yellow
get yeah,
Jackets.
$14 a month for that. um nah, I'm good.
So good.
So ideally, they're not gonna make it $32 a month. They're not gonna think, oh, people will pay for literally these two subscriptions smashed together and just you know at that like I don't even want to like put out the universe how much I'd be willing to go up, but like I think any more than 25 is ludicrous. It shouldn't be more than like 20 or 21. It shouldn't be more than that.
I think even that's a bit much.
I mean, 18 is already a little much for HBO as it is.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like these streaming services are just getting more and more. Remember when every streaming service was like $10 for like ad
When
free?
Disney released, it was ad free for $7.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like what, triple that?
It's I think 14 or 15.
I think it's, yeah, I don't know. It's a lot. And the thing is, they just kind of go up, and they're just
Mhm.
like, "Well, you're already hooked, so what are you gonna do? Leave?"
Yep.
And everyone except, I mean, yeah, like if it's like, Apple TV Plus, like people drop it. But I'm like, you got
Right.
to keep the essential ones.
Yeah. So, in theory, if it keeps the HBO branding and keeps the HBO player and keeps the price like not that much more expensive than HBO currently is, I guess that might be a good thing. Especially
Mm.
since that like the only thing I was ever even considering getting Paramount Plus for is that Avatar show and movie that's coming out at some point kind of soon. If that
Oh
is just,
yeah,
rolled into HBO Max by the end of the year,
yeah,
I'll just have that the service I already have.
yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, I mean, we originally got HBO Max through our like phone provider, but since we
Oh.
switched both providers this year,
Hmm.
we don't have it, and I have not really missed it at all. Especially now that Cartoon Network stuff's coming to Tubi, so I'm like,
Right.
I don't really. I'm not gonna say I don't care, but I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm not really missing
Hmm.
HBO Max that much. So
Yeah, there's a couple of shows I still watch on there every now and then, like Young Justice, we're still watching through.
yeah,
There's a there's a couple of shows like on my lunch break that I'll watch, but if I lost it, it wouldn't be the biggest deal.
right.
But I still feel like since I use it pretty much every day, I guess it's worth it. But I do wish it were less expensive. And
Yeah,
it being
because it's
as
like,
expensive
why
as it
is it that
is,
expensive?
I mean, it's not expensive because they have a lot of stuff, although they are seem to be, getting rid of a lot of stuff also. So yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
Um, like that hasn't been like no additional information about that has been released. We don't know a timetable for the merger. We don't know um, if that will be by the end of the year, if it'll be like well after the merger even happens. But regardless, sometime in the future, Paramount Plus and HBO Max will become one app. So
Hmm.
yeah, one thing that we were genuinely very concerned about regarding the Netflix merger when that was pretty much locked in, we were concerned about the fact that, you know, Netflix likes to prioritize streaming movies. Every now and then they'll
Yes.
release a movie with like a very limited window in theaters, but most, like the vast majority of their movies are advertised as streaming exclusives. We were
Right.
concerned that like if Netflix and Warner and HBO Max merged, a bunch of their movies would just be streaming. So Paramount has come out uh, and confirmed that they have a commitment to at least 45-day theatrical windows. So
Hmm.
that's what Disney currently has. That's what most Warner Brothers movies have. That there's some exceptions, but most of them have at least 45-day windows. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's good. Ideally, I think a lot of movies could benefit from being out in theaters longer. Like Zootopia 2, that movie's actually still in theaters. Um, it
Really?
made like it made like, there was some metric of like either 80 or 80, or it was either 80 or $800,000 this past weekend, which, on paper doesn't sound like a lot, but considering it's March and it came out in November, that's like not, that's not crazy. So clearly, at least certain studios, if your movie is in theaters, if it's a desirable enough movie, people will go to theaters to see it. I know there
Hmm.
have been many times, even with Superman, for example, where that movie was in theaters for like 35 days before it was released on digital.
Yeah. Wasn't that long?
Um, and like I don't know if it being released on digital, like if that cut into a box office a lot, or if they did that because they weren't satisfied with the box office. Even though there's been very conflicting reports about exactly how satisfied they are with that box office return. Um, but regardless, assuming everything still goes to plan, this will mean that Man of Tomorrow releases next July will have a 45-day window in theaters before it releases on either digital or HBO or whatever online service it comes to. So at least for right now, that's looking pretty solid. And along with that, um, another kind of concern, which was realized when Disney and Fox merged. A concern was that because these two giant movie conglomerates are going to be merging, that would essentially cause fewer movies to be released every year. But apparently, Paramount Plus has committed to at least 15 movies per studio every year, or up to, yeah, I think up to 15 movies per studio every year.
Well, up to, yeah, but up to is different than at least, right? Like, I
So
mean,
the
up
reason
to
I changed that, I have written 15 movies down, but like the reason why I changed that up is that I know for a fact there were 11 Warner Brothers movies released last year and 9 Paramount movies released last year. There was
Okay,
only 20 total last year, but they're promising up to 30 going forward. So maybe last year was just an off year, and that just doesn't really like we should use that as a reference point. But like regardless, them not prioritizing one over the other, they are committing to the same amount for both
got
is
it.
good.
Okay.
This on paper sounds like it would be good. However, there very easily could be times when there was a Warner Brothers movie, well in production that had a hard release date, but then a Paramount movie was going to be released at that time, and now they can't release them at the same time, so they got to delay one or the other or something. Like that still could happen, but they're not limiting the amount of movies that each studio can make. So it's probably an overall good, I guess.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Um, there's also no plans to spin off any of the subsidiaries. So like all the stuff that Warner Brothers owns, obviously the HBO branding, CNN. Um, they own like just a lot of just little things that the Turner Classic Movies, just a bunch of little things like that. They're not planning on spinning off any of that, so they're just going to kind of absorb all they can, which you know it's we'll see if that stays. Um, it could be a thing like again I'll always bring this up like Microsoft where they purchased Bethesda back in 2022 I think or 21 a couple years ago they bought Bethesda Studios or I guess ZeniMax Media technically and then a couple years later shuttered several other studios so yeah it's very possible we don't plan on spinning off any of these into their own thing but then end up just canceling the entire studio or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely the most dubious of the things that they promised to do. Yeah. So yeah, that's all we have right now. There is always a chance that this whole thing could end up falling through. Obviously, the Netflix one already fell through. It could be a thing where, like, at some point, some court decides that this is actually bad and shouldn't happen. That's also happened before with mergers. Like a deal gets really deep in, and then some federal court is like, oh no, actually that would be violating some monopoly law or some antitrust law or whatever. So
Mm.
just you can't do that. Um, there's certain things that make me kind of doubt that'll happen here, but it always could happen. But at least as of right now, it's the language that they're giving, which I know they're only going to give the best language. The language that they're giving seems like it's overall pretty, I guess, technically positive, if you could be like closer to positive than I am negative, I guess, on the stuff
Makes
that they
sense.
presented. Yeah. So I probably won't be until another like year and a half or so before the merger is completely finalized. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on that story as it goes.
Yeah, see if any new developments pop up.
Yeah. All right, moving over to Disney stuff. So this is one of those things where like I should be happy, but because this movie is on your fantasy league, I'm not super jazzed
Getting
about it.
upset.
Even more so because I put it there. So the Pixar movie Hoppers. Um, I at the time of us doing our fantasy box office draft thing,
Mhm.
I was convinced that this movie was going to be one of, if not the biggest bomb of the year because variance of box office to actual, sorry, budget to box office, and it still could be, but at least as of right now, Hoppers had an absolutely incredible opening weekend at
Oh.
88 million opening weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, which is the highest opening for any original animated movie since Coco in 2017. 18? Many years ago.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Really? That movie looks like, I know we're like grown ups now, but I'm like, that movie looks terrible.
I'm going to say terrible, just, it looks, I don't know. There's just something about it that doesn't look, I can't even put my finger on it. It didn't appeal to me, which is weird for any Pixar thing. So,
It just looks, I don't know, it just looks really, I don't know. For me, it just looks really annoying. Kind of like it just
yeah,
looks like one of those movies that's just like, but I'm almost like maybe that's what kids love these days. So what do I know?
maybe. Like, I was comparing it to Pixar's last movie, Elio, which came out last summer, and that movie made only about 150 million. Considering this is releasing in spring, like there's some competition, not like a lot, but I still wasn't sure if people would be like super jazzed to see a random Pixar movie in the middle of spring, or not even spring, but, like March. I know that's like kind of the first big month for movies any given year, but it's
Hmm.
I just wasn't really sure how well a original animated movie would do this month. Um, but besides of right now, it seems to be doing pretty good. So I don't want to like root against it because it's but because it is on your fantasy league, I am kind of one in
You're
some
like
of
kind
my
of
brain
like,
like I want you to do well enough where Pixar keeps wanting to do original stuff, but not like so well that it puts you above even there.
right. You're like good for the industry, bad for the league.
For me specifically, yeah. I mean, who knows? It could have a good hold next week and have like already past 150 and break even, or it could slow down a lot and not even get there. But we'll see. Um, one more Disney thing. So the Tangled movie remake that they're making. So they're making a Tangled movie
No,
remake, live action remake.
no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're
Wait, has that
making
already
it.
been announced? Did I just not know that?
It's been announced for a couple years now.
Oh, oh,
Um,
maybe that's why. It's been a while. I kind of like
yeah, it's definitely
just
one of
forgot.
those live action remakes by Disney that I like didn't really accept as a real movie until it comes out. But now they're like announcing casting and that kind of thing. Like, yeah, it's actually coming.
Hmm.
But it's been confirmed today, and this is one of those things where every single human who has seen Tangled and has seen this actress in anything are like, that is perfect casting. Like that needs to happen. And Disney agrees. Kathryn Hahn has been revealed to be Mother Gothel.
Hmm. Nice. Excellent. I think that's
Yes.
perfect casting.
Yes. Just the way she looks, just her, just
Yeah.
vibe, just everything about her just screams Kathryn Hahn. Especially after seeing her literally basically play that character as Agatha Harkness. Like, yes, perfect.
Yeah,
I
I
still think
mean,
this
I
movie
can
shouldn't
already. I mean,
exist. Just at a baseline, this movie shouldn't exist because I think live action remakes are dumb. But if you're gonna do it, at least do it right like this. So yeah,
yeah, and also Tangled is like one of the newer movies, so like, why is this getting a remake?
yeah,
But
no,
also, after the success of Agatha All Along, as far as like the song, I feel
mhm.
like that Mother's Goes Best is gonna go crazy.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. Yeah, like we already know she can sing, so
yes.
it's not one of those things where oh she looks the part but she can't actually sing. There's been that before.
No,
Um,
she looks the part, can sing, acts amazingly. Like this is gonna be good.
yeah, at least it's definitely gonna be one of those things where, like the movie might not be the best, but she kills it. So if you're gonna see it, go for her. But you know, we'll see how the movie actually turns out. Maybe they'll do their own spin on it. Maybe it'll it won't just be a one to one remake, or maybe it will and actually be good. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. What do we know any other casting or just that?
We do. The other people who are playing like the other main characters, they're not like super well known actors, so I didn't even write them down. They were announced a couple months ago. Um, there were people that definitely looked like they could act the part well enough, like it's but they're relatively newcomers, so it's not like oh yes that they'll be perfect because I know them in this. Like I'm not really sure about that, but it very well could be a thing like you know like with it could be a thing where like oh these two they're gonna try these like newcomers for the main two, but then oh we're actually gonna kind of delve into fan casting because it is such a good idea for the main villain. I think that's a good balance.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. Moving over to video game stuff.
Ooh.
Since our last episode, Pokemon Day 2026 happened, and we got the official announcement of Pokemon Winds and Waves releasing next year.
Your thoughts, Mr. Pokemon?
I was, and that's not just me, every human was certain that it was releasing this holiday. That was like that was locked in for Nintendo's big November game,
Of course. And then it wasn't.
and now it's being released next year, which makes me think so many different things. First, just I think it's actually a good thing this is happening because um, the most recent couple of recent Pokemon games have been I'll say mired in a bit of controversy because they just have always all felt just like slightly underbaked. I've loved every single Pokemon game, but I am willing to admit that like the environments in Scarlet and Violet could have used work. The frame rate was bad. Like I got used to it, but you shouldn't have to get used to 12 frames a
Right.
second.
Right.
The Switch 2 upgrade made that game move buttery smooth and like made the environments look slightly better, but still there was some jank there. So it's not a thing. Oh, if they just saved it for Switch 2, it would have been a lot better. It would have been better, but it still would have been like, oh, that's a Switch 2 game. That doesn't look like it. I think it. I don't think it's a thing of like, oh, the Switch 1 hardware was holding Pokemon back because there's plenty of other games on the system like various Xenoblades, Zelda, Mario, etc. that do look amazing, and these games
Right.
look not amazing.
Nah, it was amazing. Like especially like when the background's trying to like render and like
Like,
people like Pokemon just spawn in or spawn out.
yeah, especially when there were certain sequences that try to do cool things, but when a lot of stuff is happening on screen, that 12 frames goes down to 2 frames. Like in that mission, I'm sure you remember that mission. In order to fight the second gym leader, you got to find all the sunflora, and they're like following you around as you like
Yeah.
pick them up. So not only do you have up to like it's either 8 or 10 or so sunflora following you, who are moving like a slideshow. There's also a windmill going in the background, which is also just stuttering
Not
as you're doing
yeah, I
this.
was saying. It's literally just like it's not even like turning. It's just like facing like different
Yeah, which is why
spots.
it's hilarious that the opening shot of the actual like reveal of this game was a windmill running perfectly. Like they knew exactly what they were doing, showing
They
like
knew what they were
windmills
doing.
are good now from this.
So we got this. We know what we're doing.
Yeah. Um but yeah, like even though I think it's a good thing that they're taking the extra year to polish the graphics, as far as the trailer that was shown, it actually does look visually very good. Because even Legends ZA, when the first gameplay of that was revealed, there were a couple of things about that where I was like, oh, I know they have like 9 or so months to actually release it, but even the trailer was lagging slightly. I know that could be like from the stream I was watching, but like it still wasn't the best first impression to like just
Yeah.
panning down a hallway with like just like, oh, why did you stutter? Okay, and then like
Like
just
red
things
flag.
weren't rendering exactly how I want them to. Draw distance wasn't quite as good as I wanted, and then like but everyone kind of made fun of how like buildings were flat. You can't go in any buildings. Like the Switch 2 edition did make a lot of things a lot better, but
But it's also like it was that really because of the Switch 2 or just you just fixed your game?
yeah, I don't know. Like it's so baffling to me. I know there are a lot more Switch 1s out there than there are Switch 2s, but it's so baffling to me that the majority of the people that played this game played it on Switch 1. And I really want to know like what was that experience like? In theory, I could literally take out the cartridge and put it in my Switch 1 and it'll play at the Switch 1 version of it, but I don't want to do that. But like it runs at 30 allegedly 30. uh the graphics would be a lot worse. I imagine, if there's a lot of stuff on screen, it would chug even more. So so, but what I'm getting at is that game was a Switch One game that had an upgrade on Switch Two. This will be a Switch Two proper release.
Right.
So, and I also think it may have even been like on top of just wanting extra time to develop. I kind of want to think it's uh Game Freak went to, or Pokemon Company, whichever, went to Nintendo and were like, "Hey, we could use more time to develop this thing, but also we would kind of like it for there to be more Switch twos out there, since they're used to their mainline Pokemon games selling at least 15 million units, and at this point, there's only 18 million Twitch twos. There will be more by the holiday, but like we would like for that number to at least double, if not even more by the time we release our first big game. So if you could give us just a little more time to develop, that'd be great. And part of the reason why I think Nintendo would be okay with that is since this is not going to be their first big first party game for the year, this pretty much guarantees that Nintendo has some other major release coming this holiday. What that is, I have no idea. Like, I think it's too early for Smash Bros. especially since what's it called? Uh, Kirby Air Riders just came out, and that was
Mm.
directed by Sakurai. And like, I don't know if he can
Hmm.
like. I know it's a
He
smaller
needs
game.
time.
Yeah, I know that's a smaller game, but like, I still feel like he wants to be as hands on as possible on this big project as he can. So I don't think Smash is in the cards just yet. Granted, I also said that in 2018, and that released in 2018. Like, genuinely, the 2027 release date for Pokemon is the single most shocked I have ever been for a release date, closely followed by the 2018 release date of Smash. Like,
Mm.
so, maybe they'll surprise me, but I'm not getting my hopes up for that. It also kind of feels like that next big game could be the next big 3D Mario game. However, Donkey Kong Bonanza was granted a portion of the 3D Mario team, but it was still like kind of like their
Its own
main
thing.
game they were developing for many years. So I
Mm.
don't know if they were making them in tandem or whatever, but like I just don't know if 3D Mario is in the cards just yet either. I also don't think Zelda is in the cards either. It's been 4 years since Tears of the Kingdom, but like that game came out what 6 years after Breath of the Wild. It's supposed to be just a
Right.
short little like you know short little sequel. Like let's see,
I was
let's
gonna
see.
say, and it doesn't. Yeah. So I mean,
Oh,
I mean, it could be anything though. But I mean, watch it be
like
Smash. Because I feel like Smash is just the kind of like out of nowhere pull that's just like, wait, what?
right because they already released Mario Kart. It launched with Mario Kart,
Yes.
so that's never on the table for unless it's like DLC, but that's not a game. Like yeah, you can release that whenever. Like it doesn't matter. Like Xenoblade isn't big enough. Random Kirby, random, Star Fox or any other random little game like that isn't big enough. It has to be like there has
A
to be
bigger.
some major game Nintendo is releasing this holiday, either October or November, that made them so confident to say, yes, Game Freak, you can have an extra year to develop this thing. And I really want to know what that is.
When do you think we'll find out?
Um, Ideally, there will be a Nintendo Direct this month. I don't know if that will actually happen. Um, People have been, there've been rumors and speculations about a Nintendo Direct every week since the middle of January. Um, but Nintendo did just have like a kind of mini Twitter Direct this past couple days with a Mario movie trailer, the trailer for the new Yoshi game, and a new trailer for the Switch 2 edition of Mario Wonder, which they could just be getting those small announcements out of the way and for something, uh, not to waste time in a general direct. Although they've done something kind of similar before, where they announced they have a trailer on Twitter. A big direct comes the week after, but like basically just a shorter version of that trailer is in the direct. So I don't know why you bothered doing that, but whatever. Um, so I'm hoping either later this month or early April we'll get like a general direct for the rest of the year, because currently the only other games we know about are a new Yoshi game, Rhythm Heaven, which is actually on a Switch 1 game, and the new Fire Emblem game. Which Fire Emblem's good, but it's not, their holiday release tier game. So hopefully March, but we'll see.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
hopefully. But regardless, I'm stupid excited for Pokemon Winds and Waves. The starters, over time I've grown to actually like them quite a bit. Um, the Fire Dog Ponbon is my favorite. Have you seen them? The starters?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Um, yeah, just Google Pokemon Gen 10 starters. That should pull them up.
Yes. cool. Oh, this one's
Yeah.
like a yeah. I like how it's like a dog, like a little birdie, and then like
Hmm.
I guess is that like a gecko? I'm not even sure
Yeah,
what it is.
gecko.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Brout, Ponbon, and Gekwa, like gecko and aqua. So
Huh.
yeah, they've definitely grown on me quite a bit. Um, I have like slight issues with a couple of them. First of all, not only have did we literally just do a bird starter last gen with Quaxley,
Hmm.
um, we've actually already done a grass bird with Rowlet back in Generation 7. So, not saying you can't ever do that again, but it's just a little weird that we're getting
It doesn't
another
feel as original.
grass bird.
Hmm.
I have grown like I have his design of my initial thought was, oh, that's just an angry bird.
It kind of does. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, but it's grown on me overall.
Okay.
And then Gekwa, we had a water lizard back in Generation 8 with Sobble, and I know like there's a lot of different amphibians and reptiles and whatever with and a lot of them are aquatic, and like I feel like it's very very possible that Gekwa will evolve into something very different than Inteleon. So it's not a huge deal. It just feels like a bit of a missed opportunity to have the starter just not be some at least slightly more unique animal.
Yeah. Something new that we haven't really seen before.
Yeah, we've never had a fire dog. Not really. We've kind of had
Oh,
a fox, but it's different. But like a house pet
yeah.
dog.
Yeah, not like that.
Yeah,
But it'll probably evolve into something like huge, so
yeah. I'm hoping like a big intimidating like fire dog, like a
yeah.
yeah, just a like basically hellhound, just giant, just fire
Basic.
dog.
That's kind of what I was thinking. It's like go from like small dog to like Great Dane to like giant wolf.
Yeah, I could see Gekwa becoming either like a long serpent or like a Komodo dragon type thing.
Ooh, that'd be
Um,
kind of cool.
and then Brown, it can go kind of a lot of different
Anyway,
ways. It can be like a cassowary. It can be a big eagle. It could be who knows what.
something that flies.
Probably I kind of want it to fly. I don't. Already to me kind of has the vibe of being either a dark or a fighting type, and we have so many dark and fighting type starter Pokemon. I don't want it to be either of those. But of if any of the three are to be either of those types, it would be Brout. But
Mm.
um, yeah, they've grown on me quite a bit, but I'm still probably gonna pick Bonbon.
Mm.
Okay. Trying to think anything else about. Uh, we just got like a little snippet of gameplay. We did see that on the player characters design, they're holding something that looks kind of like a hoverboard. So there's been like rumors that uh, a mechanic of this game is that you'll like basically attach your hoverboard to your Pokemon and have them carry you around. Maybe they'll be able to like let you fly or dive or just move around faster and that kind of thing, which
Mm.
I think is very cool. I think an open world Pokemon game letting you literally use the Pokemon you have to help you get around the terrain, like
Yes,
that just makes a lot of sense.
that's just what it's all about. I feel like yeah, it makes it
Yeah,
feel more real.
yeah. Ideally, it would be a thing where the Pokemon doesn't have to be in your party. You can like there's some like UI where you can assign any Pokemon you have in your PC or wherever
Like
to
transversal slot or
yeah,
something.
exactly.
Yeah, that would be good.
Mm-hmm. Like if you enter water, it automatically, let's say Lapras just spawns and you just go.
Right.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Probably won't have to wait a couple of months before we see any more of it. But you know, take your time. Just make it look and play as good as it can possibly look and play. I don't need it quite yet. I've already waited for a lot of other stuff for 2027. I can wait a little bit more.
Right.
Okay. Last little bit of news I have here. This isn't funny, but it also was kind of funny. So, do you remember that game Highguard?
Yes.
So, at the Game Awards 2025, the big final announcement was this game called Highguard, which is basically an Overwatch, a Paladins,
Yeah.
that kind of game. Where it's a hero shooter where you ride around on horses and, capture points and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Keighley was like, everyone who tries this game, I guarantee you'll love it. Like, it's coming out
Oh
in,
boy.
in January. It's like, you don't have to wait that long. Like,
Oh no.
you'll love it just as much as I did. And
Oh
then
no.
he's like, here is High Guard. Like, High Guard, that just doesn't like scream, just something about that just doesn't like feel very impactful to me. Um, and then gameplay happened. It's like, oh, I've played this before. Like there was literally several other trailers this presentation that looks kind of like this. um, why is this your big final game? Whatever. And then it released in January, and like a couple 100,000 people played it because it was free to play. And then a week later, no one was playing it. And then a month later, the company fired half their staff. And then a month later, they announced, "Oh, we're actually shutting down the servers on March 12th." It's
It's
not funny, but it's
done
kind of
done?
funny. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, 3 days to play
Jesus.
it. Come on.
It's gonna take 2 months? Oh
That's better
my.
than Concord. Concord made it 2 weeks.
I mean, yeah, but like the bar, I mean, come on now. That bar's on the ground. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, oh wow. That was oof.
There was just so much going against this. First of all, a lot of people are blaming Jeff Keighley directly for this disaster. I don't think that's fair. I think anywhere you put it in that presentation, it doesn't matter. Like you put it in the middle somewhere, like people are like, oh, that's one of those games that looks like that. I won't play that. Whatever.
Yeah.
They'll forget about it. Probably die even faster, or just whatever. Like maybe there's a chance because it doesn't have all this baggage. It has a chance to like kind of build a cult following of like dedicated players, but that didn't happen. Um, it being a 3v3 hero shooter with absolutely giant maps, crazy. Like,
Yeah.
like most of the
Yeah.
gameplay I saw of this game was just people running around,
Trying to find each other.
not doing it. Like, what's the point of your first person shooter game if you can't actually hit anybody? Like, it also seems like not intuitive to a hero shooter style, like capture the point style game. If it takes forever to get to the point, like you get to the point and then you're not contested for a while because it takes forever to get anywhere. Like I don't, and then there weren't that many modes at launch. Like if this released in a beta and this one mode is at launch or in beta, we'll have people play test it. We'll add a couple other modes as it goes, and then have a full release, later. I think that could have worked. But releasing as a full experience in heavy quotations, and then with just like one or two game modes with a very uninteresting aesthetic. I really, really dislike this aesthetic of like, oh, we're gonna have like, knights in armor and shields that also have machine guns. That just I something about that just doesn't work in my brain. Um, like your main guy is a knight with a shield and a machine gun. That's the guy in the front of the poster. But then there's a bunch of other characters in the background who look way more interesting. Like, why are you just focusing on this guy when they should be your focus? I don't know. Just nothing about this really felt like the best idea, and it clearly costed them.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I realize like, oh, it's not a grazing, but I'm like, to be shut down in 2 months is
Yeah,
rough. I mean, that just never had a chance.
yeah, and it was one of those things where it's one of those like super teams of like, oh, well, people that used to work on Apex Legends
Hmm.
and Battlefield and Call of Duty, like a bunch of
Hmm.
other like all these people that were fired or laid off or left came together to make this product, and it's fine. It just has a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
like
the yeah. Go.
it's like you should have this dream team on paper. Everyone's like, oh, they run this part, that part, but it's like you got too many cooks in the kitchen. Everyone like kind
Mm,
of feels like they know best, they're the expert, and then
yeah,
you kind of don't really have one united vision for a game, and then it just looks
hmm
like worse versions of all these other games.
yeah, and it just looks and has a lot of the same feelings as many indie games that tried similar ideas. And I know this is technically an indie game, but it's made by industry veterans, and you'd think they would know better than this, but nope, apparently not. At least it was free to play, and not Concord's $40, which was always ludicrous.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I'm sure the people that stuck around after the first couple of weeks, they liked it fine enough, but especially when there is just so much competition in the competitive multiplayer space. Obviously you got to compete with Fortnite, got to compete with Overwatch now. After Marvel Rivals kicked them in the pants, Overwatch is actually kind of good now. But then Marvel Rivals is just constantly just updating and making their game better. Maybe to a point of
Crushing.
like there may be way too many characters now. um, and then, obviously Call of Duty, Battlefield, Apex Legends, like these other games that have been going on forever, you're still having to compete with them. It just, I think, there was really no circumstance where this game could have really come out and done amazingly, but I don't think anyone could have predicted it would do like quite this bad. But, what can you do?
I don't know, that's ugh. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I'm like, yeah, I mean, they just ugh,
Yeah,
that's
hopefully
just
that
a
team
failure.
can stay and sit together and
I
make something
doubt it.
better. Yeah, I doubt it.
After a colossal shutdown like that, I feel like you have to like not blow it up, but like I think some creative differences might be
Yeah,
necessary.
splinter off and try to do their own thing and hope that goes better. But who knows? Okay. Are there any more topics you want to cover before we move on to our last thing?
I'm trying to think. Not really. Invincible comes out next week? Question
Oh
mark.
yeah!
Next Wednesday, I think.
Wow. Okay. And then
I think.
Daredevil comes back the week after, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Cool.
So, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. A week from tomorrow, Invincible season 4 drops.
Hmm.
So,
I think it's a 3 episode premiere.
yep,
That feels okay.
3 episode premiere. Woo woo.
Cool.
And then no breaks, and then
No
straight
breaks.
through till near the end of April. So,
It
let's
is
see
kind of
what
funny that like
happens.
they're confirming no breaks, but it's kind of funny that like they're launching with almost the same number of episodes as season 2 had total before their first break.
Yep. I think I think they finally realized, man, that was dumb. Like,
Yeah, that's a little
it's
dumb.
just like you can't really like you can't be on hiatus for years and then come back for 4 episodes, then go on another
3 month
hiatus.
hiatus. No, 4, 5. It was a
It
lot
was
of
like
months.
4. It was like a while. Like it was a
This is
long time. Like people
January,
were like,
February,
I'm not.
March. It was. Didn't it come back in April? I think it was
I think it was like
almost
late
four
March or
months.
April. It was like,
Yeah,
I mean, it was like 4 months. Like people were genuinely like boycotting the
yeah.
show. They were like, I'm not. You done. You know,
You don't
you
understand.
waited this long just to do half the show. Like,
Yeah, like the episode 4 was really good, but I can only watch that episode so many times before I
yeah.
want more.
And that's the thing. It's like making a like if you're gonna do a hiatus to like build hype, do like like a month max.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Don't do
yeah.
like 4 months. Yeah, that just sounds like y'all didn't finish. Y'all had to redo some stuff, but
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So for our last little thing here, let me share my screen.
Hmm. Infinity.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is our mid-season Nerd Nook Fantasy Box Office League check-in. So, there's a little refresher. The way this works that every time a movie comes out, the studio essentially loses an amount of money that is that movie's budget times 2.5. So if
Mm-hmm.
a movie has $100 million budget, your studio loses $250 million, and you hope that movie can make that back. So, currently speaking, the total scores at this point are my team, Tia Productions, has $10.9 million. So I'm actually in
Okay.
the green. Your team has
Nice.
negative $630 million.
Good Lord.
Now, to be fair, this is before some of our bigger hitters like uh, Project Hail Mary. It might completely tank me, which for a reason we'll get in just a second, or it might actually be a really big movie for me. You still have Mario coming out, which I cannot believe I let you take Mario from me. I
Yeah.
just gave it away. So yeah, let me just kind of briefly go over the movies that have come out. So Spider-Man, obviously, that's coming out in July. Scream 7, that came out February 27th. They changed up the way this looks, honestly, for the worse, but like it still gives all the information we need. The movie had a $45 million budget, so I lost 112.5, but it's made 149. So it's a
Okay.
36 million, boon for
In the
me.
green.
So
Got
in
it.
the green, good. Goat was not 80 million budget, so it needed 200. It's made 146.
Okay. It's still in
Yeah,
theaters though, right? I mean,
yeah, but like it's
yeah, it's not tracking well.
not
Like,
tracking well. Like it released over almost a month ago. Like I don't think it's gonna do much better.
yeah,
Especially tough like with stuff like Hoppers and Mario coming out shortly after. I don't really see it doing super
yeah,
well from here on. But it didn't lose like a ton, all things considered, especially compared to some of the stuff you have. But like we'll get there. But still, I was hoping it would at least break 200, but nope. Let me go over the ones that are out still. Wuthering Heights actually
Okay.
is making money on an 80 million budget, needed 200 break even. It's made 213 so far. So that's 13 million for me. It's good. Iron Lung, an absolutely amazing pick for me. This is the Markiplier's movie, and I didn't realize he only made it for 3 million of
Dang,
his own
$3
money.
million one.
I mean, 50
Dang,
million,
it's
which
huge profit.
for a little indie movie, that wasn't even like released in
Yeah,
every theater. 50 million is really good.
Yeah, I was about to say super low cost, but a huge upside. Yeah.
Yeah, like that 43 is carrying me right now. Like that was absolutely my best pick. I can only imagine. I guess they didn't imagine hard enough because
Oof.
it's yeah 18
Oof.
and it needed 45 to break even. It's only made 16. It's been out for a couple weeks now. Like man, negative 28 million.
To be fair, have you seen any advertisement for this movie? Because I
No,
like, if it wasn't for this, I wouldn't even know it exists. Like, you know what I mean?
but like it feels like one of those things that mostly has like targeted advertising to
Yeah.
hardcore church going people, that kind of thing maybe, but like I thought that
See.
would be a big enough market for
Mm,
for like churches to take people after church and like have youth events and that kind of thing to go there, but
guess not, or at
guess
least not
not.
enough.
Yeah. um and this is my what's it called, like alternate pick, which
Oh.
I actually had to pick an alternate for an alternate because the Naker Margetsi movie, The Breadwinner, that was actually delayed to May, so I had to pick the
Mm.
Bride, directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, starring Christian Bale. This doesn't affect me at all, thank goodness. I know it's only been out one weekend, but still, only 13 million off of a 225 break even point. Not ideal.
That's rough. I'm not gonna. I mean, see, but that one I've heard more about. Now I don't know if it's
Yeah.
any good, but like that one I've heard about, and like Maggie Gyllenhaal's been like
Mm,
promoting it and stuff like that. So like,
yeah.
and it's Christian Bale, who's like Christian Bale. So
Yeah, you'd think, but
mm,
oh well. Um,
so far
so
not so good.
so hopefully Mother Mary doesn't, or one of these movies doesn't actually, go away, because if they do go away, I hope the Bride actually somehow makes up at least some of that budget. But
Yeah.
as of right now, you stay right there, and those two movies need to not absolutely suck.
Hopefully, they'll have to use that.
So here is the thing that might just either just absolutely tank me or might actually be like a major success for me. When I
Mm,
picked Project Hail Mary, a movie I am still very excited to see, it at the time had a $150 million estimated budget.
okay.
And then a few weeks after that, it was estimated up to 200 million, which is
Ooh.
a lot, but like it's manageable. It currently has an estimated $248 million budget.
Ooh.
It has to do Dune levels of money in order to break even
You have
for
to
me.
make what 700, and I mean, whoa,
It 620 million to break even is crazy.
that is rough.
I think there's a chance it can do it. Ryan Gosling has been just advertising this crazily. I've been seeing a lot of trailers, a lot of online advertising for it. It has a lot of just good names behind it. Like I think
Yeah,
it has a good chance of making some money. I just
that is a lot of budget.
lot of money.
Oh,
Like it
like
has a
if it,
95 on Rotten Tomatoes right now, which will definitely help.
but it's also not even out yet.
It's not out yet, but at least there aren't any other movies like it out. Like even if the Mario movie
True.
does come out and absolutely breaks the box office, it's not directly competing with it, at least in the same pool
Yeah,
market.
it's
So
true.
hopefully it has like at least 150 million opening and can kind of go from there. Like, I'm really nervous about that one.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna lie. That way, really, if this one, because I mean, that is a lot of budget for a movie that wasn't even like. I mean,
Yeah,
it might crush it, but it also might not. I mean, that's really tough. It's gonna have to
like,
like it's gonna have to do amazing just to like not tank you.
yeah, like I'm not looking forward to on March 20th waking up and seeing that score go down by 200 and whatever. Sorry, 600 and some million
Six
dollars.
hundred million. Oh,
Yeah.
ooh.
Ready or Not
Oh
2
my
also
gosh.
comes out that day, and that still doesn't even have a budget. I imagine it's like 80 to maybe 100. I don't really know exactly
Mm,
the 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 what the first one had, but it can't be like too much. And then Mother Mary, same thing. Well, that's a
yeah,
little hype.
yeah.
That's unfortunate. And then my Bond pick, you gave me Masters of the Universe, so can't believe I'm rooting for a Jared Leto movie. Okay, so yeah, Scream. You need to make more. Wuthering Heights. You can make a little more, hopefully, but like, Hail Mary, please live up to your name, please. Okay, moving over to you. I
Okay.
somehow let you pick two of that will be the highest grossing movies of the year. Avengers Doomsday, easily at least a
Yeah.
billion, probably at least a billion and a half, possibly 2 billion. Mario, that is
Yeah,
if I were
probably a
like
bit.
crazy, I would say 800, but I'm not, so I'm gonna say a billion. On a probably 150-ish million budgets. That's absolutely gonna be money for you. Do they have a budget yet? No. Okay. Have a 90 hype. Man, I'm dumb. Anyway, it's
Woo!
fine. It's fine. So your first pick after that was The Strangers Chapter 3, which was actually something I was thinking about picking too, and I'm kind of glad I didn't
Mm.
because it didn't really do anything.
Ugh. And it was 21. Ugh.
Yeah, I guess the first two weren't very
Ugh.
good. Uh,
Oh man.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
crazy.
I don't know. I haven't heard too much of it. I'm like, dang, I didn't expect to go that bro. That was rough.
So the first The Strangers movie had about the same budget and made a
Hmm.
little over 40 million. The second one, same budget, made a little over 20 million. And I was like, surely there's no
Uh,
way this third one will make like half that. It'll make, at least another
eh.
15, 20. No, it made half that.
Nope,
Actually,
it
less
made
than half.
half that. I
Yeah.
think this is the last one. I mean, it didn't
Yeah.
even. Oh my gosh, in the red off the bat is not fun.
Oh, something loading. Okay. Oh, okay. Uh, so, yeah. Well, like, at least it doesn't have a huge budget, so the hit isn't crazy for you.
Yeah, it's true, but
Yeah.
still.
Yeah. A movie that did have an absolutely crazy budget that was kind of a detriment was that weird Dracula movie we knew nothing about.
What,
I don't even know what this
bro?
movie is.
I don't even think this came out in America. I have no idea. But $52 million budget,
Mhm.
and you didn't even make your budget back, let alone
33.
the break even point. Oh
You
my
lost
god.
$96 million off this thing.
Ah, it was
Yep.
that bad.
I mean, at least no one saw it. I don't know the quality. I mean, no one knows because no one saw it.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, oh my god. Like, I can't get tanked by the movies I just randomly pick. Like, they're like, come on.
Right.
Would have been better off just taking nothing.
Right. See, I mean, Tuscany is coming out later. Good luck, have fun, don't die. I'm surprised this movie didn't do more. Like, needing 50 to break even doesn't sound too crazy, but it's only made not even 8.
Jesus.
Like I heard a little bit about it when it came out. Like Gore Verbinski and Sam Rockwell, like those are big names. Like you'd think it at least make
Yeah,
something, but
I
not
mean,
really.
this seems like something that, like, this feels like the turn your brain off movie you would just go to because it's the day before Valentine's Day and you don't have a date. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it just, like, it just sounds like that kind of movie. And just apparently it was not.
It being over 2 hours though is
Oh,
probably part of the reason why like not a lot of people saw it. Like if that were 90 minutes, maybe more people would see it. But it being over 2 hours, like I don't know
yeah.
if I can commit 2 hours to something. I don't know if it's gonna be good.
And it probably wasn't even that good. So people who did see it were like, it's not
Yeah.
worth it.
I was 30. Yeah.
Ugh, well,
What are you gonna do?
ugh, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Hopefully the Mummy does better than Dracula, but who knows? Hype's
I
a
don't
little
know. At
higher
this
at
point,
least.
I just hope it's not a huge budget. I'm like, I don't mind not being amazing, but don't spend all this money just to like suck.
Yeah, I know. Well, we have a couple of those coming up. Like, how's
I
it
know.
killing?
I can
It
see
did
them.
not. Even on a 15 million budget, it's only made 6.
Like, come on.
Like, I know it's only been out for 2 weeks, but that's nothing.
That's bad. I mean, you're
People like
tracking for
Glenn
like
Powell and Margaret Qualley. What happened?
that's what I'm saying.
Huh.
Like, I don't know, man. These early movies are just bombing. So I feel like nobody wants to go to the movies yet, so they're just like, I don't know. But I'm like, these movies are just sucking.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Not sucking as bad as Crime 101 did.
What is this movie? Like, good lord. A
All those
$90
trailers
million budget.
like I don't know, I thought of Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, and the other actors and all the advertising I was seeing of it. Like I thought at least I thought it would do at least 100. Apparently
No.
not.
Oh,
Like I know there were a lot
minus
of movies that released on
160
Valentine's Day,
is
but that's
I mean,
man.
minus 160 is actually insane. The amount of money I'm gonna have to make up for this is insane. Oh my god.
And then, as we discussed up top, Hoppers actually had a pretty good opening. Like making
Yeah,
half your budget back, opening is
I
not
know,
terrible.
but still, I'm like, it's still like, because I have to go what, almost 400.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm like, I mean, it won't. I think this is as far as a bomb. I think this is doing just fine. But I'm just like, God, this is.
Yeah.
Woo!
Like, I think there's a somewhat decent chance it'll still lose you money, but I do think like
Could have been
it
worse.
definitely wasn't like as much of a bomb, at least currently, as
As
I
the
thought it
ones
would
I
be.
actually picked.
Yeah. Who would have thought this random Dracula movie would have been
Yeah,
or
I
Crime
mean, like, I
101?
was. Well, first of all, I didn't think a Dracula was gonna have a budget like that. I thought the Dracula was gonna have like a $20 budget,
Nope,
and
52
that's what I'm
million.
saying. I'm like, for what? Clearly, it was not well used.
No. Um, yeah. And then if I guess hopefully you're kind of hoping that Mummy movie goes away because they will kill you. Like stuff I've seen of it, it seems like it might be decent, but who knows? It might be another Crime 101. Who knows?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've kind of seen that they're trying to hype it up, but it also feels like a movie that could easily just bomb. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel
I'd be
like Milo
surprised.
is very top heavy. I feel like I'm gonna have two or three that are great, and the other ones are just all dogs.
I mean, it's still very possible that like these two movies alone, even after everything else we pick for the rest of the year, these two breaking 1 billion, yeah, that might just do it for you.
Yeah, but still, I'm already so I'm at negative 630. Like, bro.
Because like Mario has a 150 million budget, so you need which of these 180? Like one of these had 150. You'll need like there it is, 375. It's making
Yeah.
375 by the second weekend
Yeah.
easily, if not week one. Like it is making a lot of
But
money.
is it gonna make another 650 million to
Yeah, the
God.
the biggest problem, kind of like with Project Hail Mary for me, Avengers Doomsday, that has at least a $300 million budget,
Oh yeah, it's
meaning
that.
that you might have to break over 800 million just to break even.
Which I mean it probably will, but
Oh,
like,
it will
jeez.
absolutely.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I feel like I know it'll be a billion, but I'm like, I feel like it's not going to be a lot more because I feel like people are like, yeah, Avengers is great, but also like it's not, the hype's not the same as the old Avengers.
It
Like this
might
isn't
pull
the
an
hype of like Endgame.
it might pull an Avatar 3 and end up only doing 1.4 billion. Who knows?
This is kind of an off year, like.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this. I think towards the either end of April, beginning of May, we'll be able to do the next couple of months of
Okay,
drafts. So
and that's when it gets good because this
yeah,
summer's loaded.
yeah. So hopefully Project Hail Mary does well. I'm hopefully going to see it next weekend. Um, yeah,
Oh,
that
those
number
numbers
should
out.
go down once Mario comes out. So
Oh my gosh, minus 650 is insane.
Yeah. And hopefully, if Project Hail Mary doesn't like do the best, hopefully being as far ahead as I am right now was at least a decent enough buffer for that. But we'll see.
Hmm.
Okay. So, anything else you want to bring up or discuss before we sign off?
Nah, I'm good. I'm just hoping movies get better. God
Right.
gracious. Oh,
All right. So with that, we'll see you all next time.
take care.